Welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. My name is George Wright III, and I am here with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. I'm super grateful to be here with you today. So they say you're the average of the people you hang out with, and today we are hanging out with the Daily Mastermind. So thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. I'm super grateful for your involvement. And for those of you that have been sending feedback to our Instagram page or our Facebook page, I really appreciate that as well. And you can always send us feedback on what you're struggling with at the Daily Mastermind on our Facebook page and Instagram, because we're doing this show for you, obviously. So we're in this 8-point series on reinventing and realigning your life. They're the points that I believe I use in my life: vision, clarity, decisions, certainty, actions, discipline, accountability, and then persistence. But we're really digging deep in these, and today's no different. So as we get started here, I'm going to start you with the Daily Mastermind quote of the day. And it says, it's by Stephen Covey, and it says, "I'm not a product of my circumstances. I'm a product of my decisions." I'm not a product of my circumstances. I'm a product of my decisions. And wow, how freaking ironic is that? This always happens too. I don't organize the quotes to go in line with our topics, but today's topic is decisions. Decisions. We're in that process. So we've created some vision for our life. We're learning to gain this clarity around our identity and where we want to go and how we're going to get there. And now we're talking about decisions. And whenever I think about decisions in my life, I think about three things, and they always come back to me. These three things are this, and they're critical components. They're the three factors that in my mind make up a good decision. And it's number one, making the decision. Number two, being committed or making a commitment to your decision. And third, having resolve. Having resolve that you've made a decision and you're going to stick to it. So I want to break that down for you just a little bit today, because I have a couple of thoughts and ideas that might get you to think a little bit. But you may be in your life, your business, your relationships, your family, your communication, your investing, whatever it is. We're always forced to make decisions. We're always trying to make key decisions in our life. And a lot of times we just make them haphazardly. A lot of times we get overwhelmed and we don't make the decision and we put them off. And, I'm here to tell you that it's not, we overthink decisions 99% of the time. We overthink decisions. There is no right or wrong decision most times. Most times, you've got to be able to make decisions knowing that failure will lead to a learning lesson or success will lead you to the next step. But let's start with that first part of the process, making the decision. I want you to start learning to not overthink your decisions and just go through the simple process of making decisions. And it is a process, right? You're going to investigate the detail around what you're trying to make a decision on. You're going to gather all the input, gather all the details that you have. You're going to always look at your alternatives, right? Look at the pros and cons of the alternatives. You're going to explore all your options. Have you got all the options on the table? And then you're just going to make a decision and you're going to implement it, period. It doesn't take, sometimes key decisions take a little more time and intensity, but when we're making decisions in business and investing, I think the key thing to remember when you make a decision is this. Make sure those decisions are aligned with your unique talents, if they involve you, so that it's something you're passionate and excellent at. When you make decisions aligned with your unique talents, you'll be successful. Even if you fail and you learn from it, it will be a lesson that will benefit you. Decisions that you make that are failures that don't align with your unique talent don't really benefit you. And also, make sure they're aligned with your vision. In other words, when you're making decisions and you have a vision and clarity for your life, that's your litmus test to be able to make key decisions. But the key is make a decision. Make the decision and know and understand that there can be multiple right answers. There's never just one right answer most times. So make the decision. That's that first step in the process of a good decision. The second is make a commitment. See, most of us, a lot of us, are willing to make decisions, but we don't make commitments to back up those decisions. Meaning, we make a decision, but we're kind of like on the fence and we don't really commit. We don't burn the boats, right? You've heard that many times. If you want to take the island, you got to burn the boats. You've probably heard that story of Cortez in his trip to the New World where he burned his ships. And And, I actually have a little quote that I have on my desk here, ironically. Cortez arrived in the New World with 600 men. Upon his arrival, he made history by destroying his ships. This sent a clear message to his men. There is no turning back. That's the message, right? And 2 years later, they succeeded in their conquest of this Aztec empire, which was their goal, right? So he made a decision and then he burned the boats. And that's what we have to do a lot of times. See, we make a decision, but we're hedging our bets and we're kind of coming up with other ways. And all that's doing is making our decision weak. It's making our focus distracted, and it's keeping us from achieving our true goal. And so making a decision is important, but making a solid, firm commitment around that decision is just as, if not more important. And then the final step I mentioned is resolve. I really love this. This is one of those key, 5 Pearl Constellation, characteristics that Robert Stuberg always talks about. Having resolve. What is resolve? It's a firm determination to do something, right? You can make a decision all you want, but you got to have a commitment to it. And when you make a decision and a commitment, you have to be resolved that no matter what, I'm going to stick with this decision until we prove out where it's at, right? And so this resolve and determination, this is your firmness of purpose. You're resolute in what you're trying to accomplish. And this resolve and determination is key. And I think it's important with resolve to factor in that whole idea of faith. Faith is a decision as well, ironically. I'm using that word ironically a lot today because everything seems to be lining up. But, faith is a decision. And when you make a decision to have faith about something and a commitment and a resolve, then you can back that up and reinforce it with faith. Faith that you're going to be able to figure it out. Maybe you don't know the answer. Maybe you don't know where it's going to go, but you know, and you have faith that you're going to get through it. That you've gotten through things before, you're going to get through them again. You have faith and resolve that no matter what happens, you'll figure it out. It may not be good, it may not be fun, but you'll figure it out. And so that's really what I want to leave you with today. That's the message that as you clarify, as you get your vision and you create clarity around that vision and that path and the goals you have in your life, you've got to make some key decisions. Without making those decisions, you're just trying things out. And the more you ruminate on decisions, the more you lose the sight in the fact that there's not always just one decision you can make. There's not just one right answer. And so I encourage you, if you're sitting on something right now, if you're thinking about something, if you're vacillating between something, or if you have a decision you made and you're kind of questioning it and you're not sure and you're not committed and you don't have resolve around it, I encourage you to make that decision and just move on. Make the decision, and then we're going to talk tomorrow about, once you make decisions, you've got to be able to create certainty. This is the part I'm the most excited about, is that creating certainty around your decision will help you to remain resolved and determined and passionate and disciplined towards your decision. But if you're sitting on the fence about something right now, I highly encourage you to just make a decision. Make any decision, because any decision is better than sitting and vacillating back and forth with no action. And so that's my message for today. For those of you that are the first time listening, I encourage you to go back, listen to the last couple of episodes on vision and clarity. Tomorrow we're going to talk about certainty and how you can use certainty to increase your confidence and your results. That's my message for today. My name is George Wright III, and this has been the Daily Mastermind. Have a great day.